Pre-start. Oh, look at the Ferraris go! Go the Ferraris!
Welcome to another video. I have been excited to make this video all week and I can't wait to show you what I'm about to show you. Now you're either seeing this video because you subscribe to me and you see that I've just posted another video. You're either interested in this topic and seeing what's going to come out of it, or you've just stumbled across this video. So either way, I won't take too much of your time. As you know, if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't, bit of a shameless plug, maybe you can, just hit follow on there, see my photos. I went to the Australian Grand Prix and I made a reel of what I was taking, and I only took the X100VI. Long story short, love it. I love the photos that are about to come out. We're going to go through a couple of photos, not going to waste up any of your time. Let's just get straight into it. First photo, it's just a landscape. This is Casa Ferrari. This is the hospitality suite of Ferrari, I guess, if you're a big Ferrari fan and you pay lots of money. I don't know. I was just standard GA, so I don't know what's in there, but I can only assume that it's bougie. So using the X100, it is a 23mm, but with a 35mm equivalent. This kind of gave me an indication of what kind of photos we were going to get. Now, again, the X100VI is essentially like a lifestyle street camera. It's not going to be designed for sport photography, but when it comes to the 40 megapixel sensor that's in there, cropping is your best friend. Just wanted to show you a nice little landscape of the first photo I took once I got inside the gates, and very excited to basically watch this weekend from a different perspective. So the next one is the Porsche Carrera cars, one focused on the one that's designed like Lightning McQueen, because cars was very influential for me back when I was a little kid, and you know, I just had to get this, and the colors on this is just mind-blowing. Now if I show you a little before and after, this is the before, this is after. I didn't do too much, just added a bit of saturation. Actually, I can show you. Let me show you. So yeah, just a bit of exposure, some contrast, shadows bumped up, played with a bit of the S-curve. Saturation, to be honest, I thought I added a bit of saturation, but turns out I didn't, just added a bit of contrast, bit of exposure, and just play with a little bit of the dials. Next, I love this dude. I don't know who he is. All I know is that he's part of the team of the Supercars, and one of my favorite cars is the new Toyota Supras, and seeing that they were part of the Supercars, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. And as we're just watching them, as we're walking by on the Saturday, so it was quali day, and walking around the track and seeing where could we perch up for the whole weekend, and this dude just chilling on the Toyota Supra. I was like, solid, I'm getting a photo of this dude. This is along the lakeside, so where the festival kind of plays and the music, and where you can go across to the other side. Again, just a nice little landscape that has no meaning, just me taking photos. We're getting to the nitty-gritty stuff now. I'm excited. This is the first photo I got while standing in kind of our little standing area, which we decided for this day for practice and quali. And obviously Lewis Hamilton is my guy, and This gave me an indication of what photos I was going to get. Was I happy with them at the start? Look, because I was so used to a 70 to 200 and getting close up on the camera, I was like, oh wow, really? I'm gonna have to do a lot of kind of work to get this out. But after editing them and looking at them, I was like, wow, this is kind of a great photo. It's real, it's not forced, it's not, I'm trying to get a picture of Lewis Hamilton, like as much as I am, but I'm also taking a picture of Formula One. And I guess coming back to the X100 being such a small camera and built for lifestyle and portraits in the street, is that it just seems like I'm taking photos. But then I discovered that the X100 is a lot better at sport photography than I thought. Boom. Now this is, I think this is Arvid Lindblad. I can't remember which number it is. And I discovered that the autofocus on the X100 is fairly decent. Now it's obviously not going to be great compared to, you know, your R5 II or the R6 III or the Sony A7, and I was going to say Nikon, but nah. And the continuous autofocus is great. The 11 frames a second is great. My Canon only did 8, so that's another 3 frames a second that I can get a chance. When I discovered I was getting great photos at this, I was stuck at a 60th of a second. Sometimes I went a little bit faster. I was good at f4 because f2.8 and f2 were a little bit too bright, and I wanted to make sure that I was getting the car in frame and in focus, and ISO 800 just seemed like the perfect kind of ISO to stick at. Because I am a Ferrari supporter and a Lewis Hamilton supporter, and because my mum, she is a Charles Leclerc fan, I got 2 photos on that day for quali of Lewis and Charles, and it set me on a rage of excitement of the photos I was going to get. These are great. These are some of my favorite photos that I captured on the day, maybe for the entire weekend, maybe in my entire life of Formula One, and it's just perfect. Now, bringing this up, there is a lot of cropping involved. This is the original photo. It's not bad. You could easily keep it like that, but I think getting them in the center frame makes it 10 times better. This is Lewis. Again, much to say, the X100 with its 40 megapixel sensor helped me feel great about these photos. Now, before I get into the race day, did I have any cons with the X100? No. Now, that may seem biased because I'm just shooting it, and bear in mind, this is not sponsored at all. Fujifilm don't sponsor me. No one sponsors me. I'm just a nobody, just a dude shooting photos, making videos. But I can't fault the X100. It's obviously not designed for sport photography. You're not meant to try and get these photos. Now with the cropping, you are able to get a version of that, but I think if I was trying to get these photos just straight out of camera and with a big lens, you'd have to pay me. I'd have to be going out there with an R1 and a big lens and getting paid to actually take these photos. For what images I captured, I cannot fault the X100. Now we moved locations. So this is up at turn 1 and turn 2, and we were stood here for hours on end, but the photos were worth it in the end. And this is The moment when the supercars all collided at turn 1 and 2 and it just caused a massive crash, safety car, all that. I'm repeating myself, but these photos feel so real and just in the moment, and it's not, you're focusing on one thing, you're focusing on all of it, and you're seeing these moments. That I could have easily just focused on the stewards here and just gone, this is a photo, this is great, but you're missing the entire story. You don't know what's happening. Whereas, you have the barrier in front of you, it kind of frames it for you and showing crash here, people looking, what is going on? What has happened in this crash to be so, wow. So now this is the F2. This is the, this was their feature race that they were doing. Mate, F2s are wild. That was battle after battle, each lap, 3 to 4 wide around nearly every corner. And I was like, oh my God, these guys are insane. Just another kind of lifestyle photo. This right here is just sport photography and lifestyle all mixed into one. Charles Leclerc chasing after George Russell. Now, if you are a Formula One fan, if you follow it, you will know the Melbourne race was great because Ferrari had a great race start and it was just a battle for first all the time. It was just pure cinema, just watching it happen. And capturing this photo of Charles chasing after George, 70 to 200, you could be focusing on Charles getting a great photo of that, but you're missing the whole picture. He's chasing after George. He's chasing after him, and it makes me happy that I was able to capture that and see, damn, this photo is great. Last 2 photos is of my boy Lewis. And now again, you are familiar with me being the biggest Lewis Hamilton fan. Every time I always try and get a dream shot of Lewis. Now this started back in 2023, and obviously the dream shot is to take Lewis Hamilton's portrait, but I'm never going to get there. He's going to be possibly retired or out of the sport by the time I even get there. But we all have dreams, and every time I always get a dream shot of Lewis. So I got one in 2023, got one in 2024. Actually, I've got the 2023 one down here. Now you're probably seeing all this mess on my desk, and that's because we're in the midst of just fixing up the office. But this was the 2023 one. Can't even see there. You're all familiar. I'm not sure if you guys are all familiar with this image, but this was the dream shot of getting Lewis, and you've all seen the one I got last year of him in the Ferrari. Let me show you these 2 photos. This is the first one. Cropped in, obviously. This is the original photo. I could easily keep that image as it is, but I really liked this cropped in. I'm still deciding whether I want it to be landscape or portrait, because it just suits every single way and I don't know what to go for. And this could be one of the dream shots that I decide on. But the next one is crisp. Look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful. And again, just to prove that I was cropping, look at that. Mate, I'm looking at this live and I'm thinking, I could just have that photo. That's just beautiful as it is. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think do you like it like that, or is this just the normal for me and just getting that photo? But I have to say, throughout all these photos, the Fuji colors are beautiful. I cannot fathom this enough, that as much as I am a all the way Canon shooter. I will shoot Canon for the rest of my life, but the Fuji colors are just phenomenal. Like, that was that out of camera. And now obviously I've done a bit to give it a bit more oomph, but this is great. So yeah, let me know. Let me know for this photo, because I think this is the photo that I love. And you can let me know. Do you prefer cropped in, or do you prefer the full shot? Let me know. And finally, this is just kind of like an honorable mention. This is not the final photo that I chose, but I wanted to have it in there because it reminds me of shooting something on film, just because of the colors, and it's just everyone on the track walk. It's beautiful. Everyone's either a Ferrari fan, you can see the McLaren fans, you can see all the Williams, the Red Bull, you can see everyone's a fan there. And the colors coming out of this Fuji, coming out of this photo is just great. So I cannot fault the X100VI. Now when it comes to video, I didn't do a lot, but the whole opening of this video was all shot on the X100. Colors are great, video is great. So that is my little recap of being at Formula One, taking the X100VI with me, getting the photos that I love, but also focusing on photography in a whole new world without having to have the biggest lens or getting as closer to the cars as I can. I'm gonna give the photos 24 hours on YouTube. So you've seen all these photos beforehand before I actually post them on Instagram. I'll do a little carousel and you'll see all the photos that I've done, just so you can see them. If you want to like them on Instagram, go for it. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think the X100 is a great camera for this type of stuff? Can it be a good camera for this type of stuff? I say it can. It's not designed for it, but it does do it well. That is all, peeps. Thank you all for watching. This may or may not be the last year that I go to Formula One in Melbourne. We haven't decided if we're going again next year, just because of many things coming up. Who knows, could be an international one, I don't know. But anyway, I will see you all in the next video. I don't know when that will be, but take care. I'm gonna take more photos. Bye for now.